Yeah, I was molesting you with calls. Hey guys, it's me, Lily. I'm here.
Amber molests people with calls.
Hey, I molest them by spamming them. Get it right.
She shoves the calls up your ass until you join.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need help, man.
Yeah, you do.
I can't help the fact that my brother gave me a fucking bottle of whiskey. Well, not whiskey. What is this? Rum. Sorry.
Alright, so
this has turned into story time.
So welcome to story time. This is the first episode of story time.
And in this episode of story time, we're gonna talk about story time. So here, let's go story time. I don't know anymore. I'm going crazy.
Alright, you want to start or I start? Sad face.
It's up to you, Felicia.
Alright, I guess you should start.
Okay. So, I'll start off with the story of one time when I went on vacation to Maine. So every year we would go on vacation, and this was my last vacation to Maine. And my brother and I decided to pull a prank on my two parents because this was before my sister was born. So my brother and I decided to pull a prank on my mom and dad. And so we ran into the hotel room while they were checking us in because we had one of the keys to get in already. We ran in, and then my brother and I hid on the side of the bed because one of the beds was pushed up against the wall. So when you walked in the room, there was no way for us to be seen. So we ran over there and we hid. My mom and dad were looking for us, like, we know you're hiding in here, blah, 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 blah. So then, like, 20 minutes pass. My parents have no clue where they are. So they call my brother's phone, because at this time I had no phone. And they called my brother's phone, and his phone starts ringing. And he's right next to me. So my parents end up finding us. I got up and all this stuff. And at the time, my brother was slightly chubby. And this was pushed against the wall. The bed was pushed against the wall where we were hiding. So my brother tries to get up, and he can't. He's stuck. He's like squirming around like a fucking snail, just like trying to get up as fast as possible, but he just can't. He's just stuck in this little, like, really tiny area crammed in between the wall and the bed. And then my mom tries to get him up, and then his butt stuck in between the bed. My dad and I are just there laughing. And my brother's just like, stop laughing at me. I'm fat, okay? And yeah, that's a story, man. It was funny because today my brother and I were talking about that story, and he was cracking up now.
Oh my.
But yeah.
Alright, so I got a story for you.
What's your story?
My story is kind of an awkward story. So it was when it was when Jamie was still living here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we used to do a lot of role plays together.
Oh boy.
I wonder if you can see where this is going.
Yep, I can see where this is going.
And, well, so me and her are role playing, and she was one of the nights she was sleeping over, and I was like, so this is like around possibly New Year's, and that's only when my parents have alcohol. And me and her decided to take my parents' alcohol and decided the face I have on Roblox matches the story so well. Alright, so me and her decided to take my parents' alcohol. We both drank like 3 beers and only left like 2 out of both of the packs for my parents. She had the freaking my dad's, which I believe is like Rolling Rock or something, and I had my mom's usual Twisted Tea. So me and her are now both drunk fucking children. Fucking 2 little drunk children, and my parents didn't suspect a fucking thing, although we were stuttering and we were flopping around like little fucking birds that just got hit by a car. And we're like, we're role playing and running around outside at night with fucking sticks. And we're yelling almost at the top of our lungs. And then all of a sudden, I was like, how about we do a sexual role play? It'll be all right. And she said, yeah. And so she decides to be the great and amazing Sebastian.
Oh God, I know where this is going.
And I'm like a little girl, like possibly like 5.
Oh God. Oh no.
And she decides to actually go through with this like kind of thing. So she takes one of my mom's vibrators and she kind of used it as a dick. And you see, we were both naked, and she's like fucking dry humping me technically. And we're having fake modes. And this is where it gets fucked up. I actually ended up coming from this.
Oh my God!
And she looks at me and she's like, did you come? And I was like, and I'm silent for a minute, and I was like, I think so.
Oh my God.
And it was like, we're just sitting next to each other, and then we'd go back to doing it.
Wow.
But this time I was Sebastian, and then she came, and then we started fingering each other, and it got really sexual, okay?
Oh wow. That's kinky, man.
Now can you see why our friendship was just something?
Yeah.
It was like, I don't even know. It was just scary.
It was just scary, man.
Our friendship was like on a whole nother level. Like, I don't exactly think anyone like should I don't think anyone should ever have a friendship like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I'll do another story, I guess. Now, this story was with my one and only friend Arden when I used to live back in Vermont. And she and I did a lot of stuff together. She was the only friend I actually had there that wasn't a complete dick to me. So she and I would hang out almost every single Sunday. Well, it was every single Sunday because I would always go to church and she would always be there. So there was this one night it wasn't a sleepover, but we went over to her house for like the night, and then I ended up getting picked up. But before this, we were hanging out, and she and I decided, let's just start going skinny dipping in the fucking her backyard pool.
Oh,
so
no.
I never told you this story, Felicia. I don't know how I never told you this story because this story is amazing. So she and I had been, I forgot it was some sort of holiday. Like it was either like Easter or New Year's or was something. And she and I, she and I kind of had a little bit of alcohol. We weren't drunk because I haven't really been that drunk that much. I've been drunk like twice, but we were a little tipsy because we had like a little bit of alcohol and we were getting like, a little baked. So she and I decided, let's go skinny dipping. Everyone's asleep. It's late at night. Your mom's not picking you up until this time. Yeah, let's do this. So we strip completely naked. And it's like one of those scenes from like the movies where two girls are just holding hands ready to jump in the pool, except we're just completely naked. So we just jump in the pool. And at this very moment, we knew we fucked up because we forgot that there are cameras surrounding her whole house.
Oh God.
She had like basically like a mansion, so it had to have cameras on it just in case anyone tried to break in. So there was cameras facing the pools at all times. There was cameras inside. There was a camera that literally watches her sleep in her bedroom. Like there's cameras.
That's everywhere. A little scary.
Yeah,
But,
you're telling me when I had one sleepover at her house, and that was fucked.
What
I've had
what
a
happens
total.
when you have a man's? Like, what happens when you're a teenager and you want to fuck a guy? So you bring him to your house and you totally forget about the cameras. Like,
That's
I
got to be
suppose you just
embarrassing as fuck when your parents check that. That's got to be bad.
Oh my god!
Um,
I think I would rather. I think I'd rather end up getting in trouble for sneaking out than have my parents technically watch me fuck a guy.
yeah. I think I would rather have that too. That would be the most awkward conversation ever when your parents confront you. So I watched you have sex with your boyfriend in your room that last night.
Oh god! Like, how do you explain that to your parents? Like, I don't think I could ever talk to my parents the same again.
I don't think so either. I would just be embarrassed to talk to them the rest of my life. I would just never leave my room. I would just stay in my room, locked up in a corner for the rest of my life.
Like, I'm never coming out again, man. Never. Nope. Nope.
But anyway, so yeah, so she has cameras everywhere. She and I totally forgot about this at this moment because we were slightly tipsy. We had like probably like 3 to 4-ish beers, and we completely stripped naked and jumped in the pool holding hands completely naked. So we skinny dipped. And she and I are just swimming in the pool, having a grand old time, not remembering that there were like 5 cameras watching us naked in a fucking pool together.
Oh god.
And yeah, so then all of a sudden her mom comes out of the little deck there, looks down, sees us in the pool naked. She and I are like wrestling each other because that was the shit that we did. We were like wrestling each other, all this shit in the pool. Again, remind you, naked. And her mom looks at us and she's like, Arden, Madison, what are you doing in there? It's late. And then she slowly starts to realize that we have no bathing suits on and we are naked in the pool together. And I could slowly see her face expression change from like us, from her getting pissed off from us being in the pool too late to her being disturbed and wanting to kill both of us. It was just that slight moment of, oh, we done fucked up.
Oh
Because
god,
she had checked the cameras and saw that we were in the pool. She had no idea we were naked yet because the cameras, it was late at night, so there was like no lights besides the pool light. So it was night vision, so you couldn't really tell if the other people were naked. Like if the people were naked, unless if you saw them jump in the pool naked. But anyway, so she was like, you could see her face expression change, and Arden and I looked at each other and we were like, oh fuck. So Arden yelled at her mom, and she's just like, could you please leave while I at least put a towel on? And then her mom just sighed and just walked away. So she and I got out of the pool, we went inside, put clothes on, and her mom sat us down and had a conversation with us, asking if we were like in a relationship, if we were like lesbians, if we were like bisexual, what was going on, why we were naked in a pool together. This whole thing, mind you, while she and I are still tipsy and both really fucking confused and triggered and just upset with ourselves that we forgot that there were cameras watching us. And then the worst part about this is my mom got informed by Arden's mom. My mom sat, like, we got home and my mom sat me down and she's just like, honey, are you lesbian? And I'm just like, Mom, Arden's mom just had a conversation with us about this. No, I'm not fucking lesbian.
Oh my.
And I'm just like, it was the most awkward day of my life.
I don't know what
Jesus Christ.
I think I'd cry.
I was fucked. I almost cried. Like when I saw her mom look at us naked in a fucking pool, especially when she realized we were naked, that was the moment of,
The only
I'm about to
time
get
one of
titty
my
fucked, man.
friends' parents saw me naked was when they accidentally walked in on me in the shower. But that was her mom, and it was Jamie's mom, so I didn't exactly have the world's biggest issue with it, and I was like 8 at the time, so I didn't exactly care too much.
Yeah.
So when you're 8, you just don't exactly really care that much when you have that shit happen. You're like, oh, okay, sorry. But me and Jamie have been friends since we were like 7.
Yeah, I have been friends with her since I was like 2, because she and I met at whatchamacallit,
church.
Church, yeah. We met at church, and then we slowly became friends. And I had a couple other friends, but all of them ended up being douches to me as we grew up. And she was the only one that actually like always would invite me to her birthday parties and always make sure to show up at my birthday parties until one year she actually couldn't come because she was on vacation at the time because her birthday was a couple days before mine. Well, actually, no, like a day before mine.
Oh,
So,
I mean, that's cool.
yeah.
I mean, you guys, like, Olivia and Stella's birthday are just a day apart as well. So,
Mm,
I mean, that's kind of cool. But my
yeah.
aunt's and my mom's birthday, they're the same exact day.
Oh, wow.
But your story is a lot more fucked.
Yeah, my story was
Because
fucked,
no
but
one else personally found out about that.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that was fucked. I'd still luckily my dad or my brother or no one else knows about the story. It's just between me and my mom, Arden, and her mom, unless if they ended up telling other people, which I'm sure they did because I haven't talked to Arden in over like 5 years now. But
I
yeah,
tried
there's so many
contacting her
stories
again.
with her. Like Arden and I were like close best friends. Like we weren't like I don't know, like we only technically had a total of like two sleepovers. I've only had two. Well, yeah, it was two sleepovers because I've never had more than two sleepovers in my life. But she and I would hang out a lot. Like I remember there was one time that I was supposed to have a sleepover there for her birthday, and then my mom was like, "You're not gonna be okay here by yourself," blah 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 blah. And that was after this whole skinny dipping accident happened. So my mom was like, "Oh shit, they're gonna end up fucking and they're gonna kiss and all this stuff." And it was never like that. She and I never had romantic feelings toward each other. We did some
Yeah.
questionable things, and I understand why both of her parents and my mom thought she and I were lesbians in a lesbian relationship because of some of the things we did. But we
Yeah.
never actually like we loved each other like best friends, but we never had like physical like feelings for each other like, "Oh yeah, I want to be your girlfriend." Like it was never like that.
Yeah, neither was me and Jamie. I mean, me and Jamie were never like that either.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, me over here dying.
Well, it's your turn to tell a story. This has officially just turned into awkward story time.
Yeah, it's not exactly
This is not family friendly alternative content.
no, this is not family friendly alternative content.
Is anyone even watching this stream, or are we just basically just having conversations with each other at this point?
You see, I can't check right now.
I feel
So
like if there's anyone watching, it's just Amy or it's Ryan creepily listening to our girl on girl stories that we've had.
yeah.
But yeah, it's your turn, Felicia.
All right. Okay. See, I don't exactly have any. This is.
I have a lot of PG-13 stories that I will
I
explain.
don't. Yeah, I kind of want to keep it PG-13, but I don't exactly have a lot of PG-13 stories that are awkward. Okay. This isn't PG-13, but when I was younger, I have been masturbating since I was like, remember how I said like 3, 4?
Yeah.
I didn't exactly learn what it was till I was like 9 or 10.
Yeah, I have been
My
masturbating since I was shit. I was like 8. I was like 8 or 7 because my mom got her tablet and then I accidentally found porn and well started to
yeah,
do things.
I think I told you how I originally found out what porn was. How
Yeah.
how my dad was watching porn while I was
Mhm.
sleeping in his room and I caught him watching it and it said what porn was and I got interested in it and so on. So, um, hmm. Oh, sorry. So,
Okay.
I was masturbating, and keep in mind, I'm like 4 and 4,
Mhm.
okay? 4 or 5. I remember this slightest bit. I can't put it in every detail, but I was masturbating, and it was when my brother was still living with me.
Oh
And
God.
so I'm sleeping, or well, not sleeping, but I'm like pretending to sleep. I'm under the blankets watching porn on the tablet, the house tablet that we had at the time. And I'm just sitting there watching porn, having fun, and
Mhm.
I decided, why not you know, hear my brother, and I just don't give a flying fuck.
No God.
So I'm just like, sitting there masturbating, and my brother walks in, and so he's sitting there staring, and I poke my head out, and I like freaking don't even pull my pants up, and I stood up.
Mhm.
And I'm just sitting there and like, hey. And I'm like standing and he's just like looking at me and he just walks out. And it was one of the most embarrassing things for me, especially years later when I finally found out what porn was.
Oh
I
God.
mean, I'm gonna guess you could freaking imagine how embarrassing that is.
Yeah.
Even if it's not even imaginable when it's happened. I mean, I think everyone has had a family member walk in on you masturbating or, you know, masturbating or doing something sexual. I've never had someone walk in on me having sex.
Mhm.
That's more of a I don't even want to mention it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, there's reasons I don't really want to say it all over YouTube, but I mean,
Yeah.
uh, so I don't even know.
Hashtag virgins.
Hashtag virgins be like, um, so I'm like so fucking out of it right now. But years later, I figure out what sex is, and I'm just like, oh my god, my brother walked in on me. My brother walked in on me fucking masturbating. Like, fuck.
Mhm.
And it's like really, it's really embarrassing if you think about it. It's like,
Oh yeah.
it, it's not like, okay, so it's not like, your parents walked in on you smoking and you're gonna be in trouble. It's
Mhm.
more of now your family knows that you did do this and now is thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, actually, that reminds me of. Oops, I just dropped something. That reminds me of a story that my. Oh God, I don't. I don't. I hate thinking about this story because I try and block it out of my brain, but every time I hear the word porn or sex or any of that, I think back to this story. So I
no.
was like 7 or 8 at this time. My brother had been hanging out with his friends, and my brother and I shared a room. So I was on his bed, and because I would sleep on a little chair that was like basically like a bed chair, it would like fold out into a bed, but it was also a chair. So that's where I would sleep, and then my brother had a bed to himself. So I was on his bed watching YouTube, and then I accidentally clicked on a porn link, and because I
No.
at this time I couldn't read until I was like 10. I know, embarrassing, but that was my life. um but So
Don't
I
worry, I
couldn't
can
read any of
properly
what this
read.
stuff said. So I just clicked on a thing thinking it was a YouTube video that I had wanted to watch, but it was actually Pornhub. So I clicked on it and I was like, "Oh, this seems fun," because I had seen this before because that wasn't the first time I clicked on porn. So I clicked on that and then I was like, "Oh, this looks fun." And then I saw what they were doing in the video and then I was like, "Oh, why don't I do that? That seems fun." And then I started doing it and then I remember I was masturbating and I heard my dad with his a goat cart, well not goat cart, like it was like a ATV or something. I don't know. I think it was an ATV. It was some sort of like cool thing that you could go and ride in our backyard on. So I remember he pulled that up in front of the house because I heard the sounds of the ATV. And I didn't care. I was still just in the moment, just like, yeah, this is fun. I like this.
Fun, I
Still
like
not
it.
knowing. Still not knowing what porn is, what sex is, what fingering is, none of this. Just, oh, this is pleasurable. I'm gonna keep doing this. So I heard my dad, and then all of a sudden I hear footsteps coming up the stairs. Still doesn't I still don't stop what I'm doing. I'm still just here, just like, yeah, this is fun. Then I see my dad pop his head up from the stairs. I see him look at me, and then he just walks back downstairs. And I heard him tell my mom, "Hey, she's watching porn up there." And I remember being like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna get in so much trouble for masturbating," not even thinking about the porn part. So
No.
then I finished what I was doing and I tried clearing out all the links to the porn and all this shit. That didn't work. That's another story for another time. But yeah, so I went downstairs and I acted like everything was normal and I was like, "Hey dad, do you want to go ride on the ATV?" And then my mom was like, "Madison, we need to have a talk." And I was like, "Oh fuck. Oh fuck, man. Just oh fuck."
I
And
got
then
shit.
yeah, literally that was the moment of I done fucked up.
Like, this is my I done fucked up dance.
Yep, this is my at this moment
That's
she
my.
knew she fucked up.
That's something like. That's what I think when I sneak out with Ryan and realize it was a waste of my fucking time.
Seriously though. You wasted
Like,
almost an entire summer on
an
sneaking out with
entire
Ryan.
summer sneaking out with him. Like,
Yeah.
not like it was just one time. No, it was several times.
It was the whole fucking summer. Like I'm not exaggerating. It was literally the whole fucking summer.
Yeah, the end of the previous summer, half of the school year stopped because it was getting really cold, then went back to doing it during the summer.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And I had gotten grounded almost every single time I had done it. I got more sneaky over the summer and actually was able to get past it. But yeah, I almost got grounded. Well, I got grounded or almost got grounded several times. I tried using the excuse of, oh, I heard something outside, then saw a person and ran, forgetting there was cameras.
Yeah.
But I mean, even when I was almost murdered
Oh
one
yeah, I
time.
forgot about that.
Yeah, even though I was almost murdered one time, I still did it.
Yeah.
And then, like, a couple months ago, had another plan to do it. Not even a couple months ago, like a month ago.
Yeah.
But never went through with it because either me or him fell asleep. I can't remember who.
I think it was him.
Yeah, I think it was him too. He's been falling asleep a lot more lately. So.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So I went downstairs and my mom was like, "We need to talk." And I'm like, I done fucked up. So I sat down on her bed and I'm like, "What, mom?" And she's like, "Your dad told me that you were watching porn." And I'm like, "It was a YouTube video, wasn't it?" And she's just like, "Honey, YouTube videos are something completely different. This was porn. This was intimate. This is how babies are made." And I'm just like, by watching a video? So I'm gonna be pregnant now? And my mom was like, "No, no, 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 no." No, no, no. My mom was just like, "No, no, no, honey." sex is a completely different thing. You don't need to learn about that now, but don't watch those videos anymore. And I'm just like, but they were fun. And she's like, honey, are you curious? Is that why you're watching them? And I'm like, no, it's a YouTube video. It's nothing bad. And then she's just like, fine, honey. And then a couple hours passed by, everything's normal. And then my mom still seemed really mad at me. She still kept asking me, like, were you curious? Is that why you were watching it? And I was like, no, I don't see what the big deal is. It was a YouTube video.
Oh my.
And then me being the dumbass I am, she and I were still talking about it. And she she asked me, she's just like, is this video
Maddie. Maddie, I can't hear you. Ah!
Alicia?
Maddie, sorry, I couldn't hear you. I thought I couldn't hear anything.
That would have been fucking epic though if your brother unplugged the thing again.
Dude, I would fucking go downstairs and beat his ass. I'd be like, you dumb bitch. That's the third stream you ruined today. Like, bitch.
But yeah, so my brother and I, well, not my brother and I, my mom and I were just still talking about this whole situation. And then me being the idiot, just randomly, I don't remember what happened, but some words were said, and then for some fucking reason, something popped in my mind to say, which had nothing, well, it had to do with what we were talking about, but really not at the same time. And I was like, I don't understand why masturbating was so bad. And my mom stops, and she looks at me, and she's just like, honey, you were masturbating? And I were being like, no, the people in the video were masturbating because they didn't have someone to do it with, so they were using something called sex toys. And my mom's just like, oh, yep, sometimes that happens. And then I just went upstairs and pretended.
Me when I'm single is fucking am desperate. Like, all right, I need the dildo. Mom, get the dildo.
So that story happened, and my mom and I have never talked about it to this day, but that was one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. Besides the moment where I was sleeping on a couch in my mom's room and my parents were literally clearly fucking each other in front of me, just pretending like they were snuggling, but my dad was fucking my mother from behind under the covers.
Oh God! You see, that's happened in roleplay a couple times. Like child, like exactly that kind of scene too. Like except the child's like sitting and like next to them on a bed or like sleeping on the floor. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing you know exactly who it is who I've done that with too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I haven't done it like physically, but in roleplay I have. And
you have done it physically though.
But I haven't.
But you have though.
I haven't.
Yeah. Pineapples.
I mean, I had sex with a guy, but I didn't do it secretly. I mean, I was downstairs, Maddie. How secret can you be with that? Like, I was literally fucking while my parents were not even asleep upstairs. It's like,
that's just kinky.
That's just like saying something. That's how desperate I was. And you know what? You didn't even have a big dick. You couldn't feel anything. And if you couldn't tell, I faked all my orgasms. If you couldn't tell.
Person, we're not going to say the name of this person, but I know exactly who this person is. And, you see, this person's just going to hear this stream and be like, just start crying, just like, but I thought you liked it.
I thought you enjoyed it. The funny thing is that he's asleep right now, and he said he'd watch my stream tomorrow, which is worse. So he has to go through like 70 minutes of just streams because of my dumbass brother. But I was in the process of fucking editing today, and he had also, again, unplugged the router in the process of me editing, and it fucked up my editing. So I have to redo all of my editing.
That's impressive. How do you unplug a router so many times?
I don't know. He's done it a lot. You see, when you do drugs and masturbate at the same time, kiddies, you're up for a good time.
Oh God. I could just imagine just your brother like shaking from the amount of drugs he just had, and then also shaking because he's masturbating. So he just shakes the cord out of the modem.
Oh my God!
Just the whole couch is just like
that time. Oh my God! No.
And then it just slowly starts falling out, and then you just yell Maddie, and he's just like, "Oh, that was me."
Oh my God! We're awful. Like, I love my brother, but it's
I love my brother too, but you always gotta make fun of your brothers. I mean, my brother always made fun of me.
Yeah. My sister has made fun of me, and she's 7.
My sister makes fun of me, and she's 5.
Oh yeah, I forgot your sister's like 5. Fuck. Although you say it all the time, which makes this is all right. This is what happens when you smoke weed occasionally and then smoke a shit ton of cigarettes in one day. You lose your memory.
I'm losing my memory because I'm addicted to smelling nail polish remover again. So I'm losing all my brain cells.
That's not good. You should really stop that because you can actually die from that, and I don't want you to die. I don't want to get a text from your fucking mother saying, "Oh yeah, she sniffed a bunch of fucking nail polish remover."
She snorted nail polish remover again, so I found her dead on the floor from an overdose of nail polish remover.
Oh God! You see, some people end up getting a call about that too.
No, yeah, I don't actually snort it. I just smell it, and I like the fumes. The fumes are nice.
I'll be right back.
Oh fuck! What happened? Is there pineapples nearby?
Just tell me when you're done. Yeah, so I'm kind of trying to play off. I have to use the bathroom.
Oh.
All right, hang on. What? Go ahead and use the bathroom. Okay. All right, I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wait,
sorry.
your grandmother's still in a mental hospital?
Yeah, she's in a freaking Maddie. Think of it like this: she's going to a high security mental hospital.
Oh fuck!
Like, it's not like it's one of those freaking it's not like it's a freaking like just a normal mental hospital that I was in for like suicidal thoughts. No. She's going to one there's actually like killers in it. She is being put. We were talking to her attorney, and there's a girl from prison who is mentally insane, and she murdered 2 people. She's going to be with the criminally insane.
Oh.
Literally.
Oh.
And her roommate is going to be a murderer. Like, it's not okay. She's going to the wrong place. I love my grandma / hate her.
Yeah.
Because she caused some shit, but she's my grandmother and I love her. And I don't exactly want her to be murdered by a crazy lady.
Yeah, that's how it is with my 2 other grandmothers, because obviously the one that I liked and loved very dearly passed away in 2017, so last year. But yeah, so my other 2 grandmothers that I have, one of them is technically a step grandmother because she's a stepmom to my mom. Um, that's my mom's like step grandmother, and she is a bitch, but I also love her in a weird way. And then my other grandmother, actually technically I have 3 other grandmothers because I have my dad's biological mother and then my dad's stepmother, Jeanette. So yeah, all of my grandmothers that I have left, I never talk to them unless if I have to for a holiday. And I don't particularly like them at all. They're all bitches and all mean, and yeah, but I still love them in a really weird way.
Yeah, that's how I am.
Yeah.
It's like
I
I
mean,
love her in that weird way.
yeah.
Like how I am with my aunt, although she's caused a lot of shit. Like she's put a restraining order on my brother and my uncle.
Jesus.
And I don't think I told you this, but she's trying to get Nick's car or truck towed, and she's like refusing to let him get it. And
Uh,
to make it worse, she got rid of Olivia's dogs for no
seriously?
reason. And she was like really attached to her dogs.
That's fucked up.
Like when I
Yeah.
say really attached to her dogs, I mean like really attached to her dogs.
Yeah, I have a total of 4 aunts. My mom's brother's wife, Stacy. She's pretty nice, but she can also be a bitch at sometimes. My mother's sister, um, who she's something. She's psycho and she is mentally she needs help. She's mentally fucked. Um she's done a lot of fucked up things. She raped my mother's brother and tried to rape my mother when they were children.
What the
Um yeah, there's some things that I haven't told you that are some fucked up things cuz I actually only found out about these things recently. Um but she told me that my grandmother, the grandmother that passed away, and my brother and her were in New York City when 9/11 happened and the towers were collapsing. They were going through New York City when this happened. And that is total bullshit according to my brother, my grandmother before she passed, and my mother, because they were at a house in whatchamacallit, Massachusetts. So yeah, there are some things that are mentally wrong with my aunt. But
my my
still love her in
parents
a really
my
weird way.
parents went through New York City after 9/11, like the day after.
Yeah.
Like they were just driving through,
Mhm.
but like it wasn't exactly like a family huge deal. My parents don't go around being like, "Well, I got to see 9/11 or I got to see the aftermath of 9/11."
Yeah.
But
No,
my aunt,
this is why she's mentally like fucked in the head, is because she wasn't even near New York City when this happened. It's just like the fuck, yo. But yeah, there's her, and then there's my aunt Tracy, who is a fucking bitch and a half. She literally almost got us kicked out of our house in Vermont because she's best friends with my mom's sister, the person who I was just talking about. And she basically told my other aunt all this false information and said that my mom doesn't like her and all this crap. It started this whole huge thing, and yeah, so she's a bitch. And then my other aunt, I really like her. She's super sweet. I haven't seen her in over like 8-ish years. It's been quite a long time. But the last time I saw her, she was very nice, and yeah, she's the only aunt that I can say I have no beef with, and that is a very nice person overall. But yeah, that's my life.
Yeah, you see, I think I've told you this, but my aunt went into someone's house with a baseball bat.
Jesus Christ, yeah. I forgot about that. Fuck.
And she told my brother to do heroin, and that's technically what started his issue.
Oh.
And then a couple months after, told him to overdose on heroin, like an attempt to kill himself. All that because she's a dumb bitch. And, no one loves her. But, honestly, I really don't care anymore. She can do whatever the hell she wants. I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna acknowledge it. If she wants to be a dumb bitch, fine. I honestly, you do you. I'm sorry, I'm dying.
It's okay. I feel like this is the most boring stream for everyone.
No, for me, this is kind of interesting.
I mean, I find it interesting too. I would definitely watch this stream, but for other people that are just looking at Roblox streams, I think they're all probably splitting their wrists by this point.
They're all like, oh, lordy lord. This is bullshit.
I'm just imagining someone like Nick. Sorry, Nick. Not your brother, Nick, but like Nick, like our friend Nick. And if he watches this, sorry, no offense to you, I'm just stating a fact. I'm imagining someone like Nick watching this who's looking for just Roblox, like a Roblox stream, and then they just have stories of us talking about skinny dipping and fucking our best friend and, not fucking our best friend, but role playing with our best friend and crazy aunts and fucking baseball bats and psychopaths and
well, yeah. If you want to be honest, if you want to be like technical, it is kind of like I fucked her. If you think about it, she made me came and I made her come. So, if you want to be technical,
I mean, that reminds me of a story. I have technically never kissed anyone. Boy, girl, anything. I haven't kissed anyone. But I have done intimate things with Arden because I woke up one night to her touching me in the area, aka fingering me. And I was like, oh, I didn't mind it. It was just really shocking. And again, she had forgotten that there were cameras. This was the one night that I actually slept over at her house because she slept over at my house for a birthday party once. And then one night I just slept over at her house for a sleepover. And this was that night. That night a lot of shit happened. There's a lot of stories from this night, but this was like in the middle of the night I woke up and she had been fingering me and touching my boobs, and I'm just like, okay, sure. And then basically she and I started fucking each other. And yeah, but we never kissed though. We did fucking we masturbated each other basically, but we never kissed. Don't know how. Don't know why. It just never happened. But I remember her mom coming in to wake us up for breakfast the next morning, being like, so did you two do anything weird last night? And we're just like, no, we slept. And she's just like,
no, we slept. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, sure. And she and Arden and I looked at each other and we're just like, oh, fuck. Oh, we done fucked up.
Yeah,
But yeah, and again, we never had any romantic feelings for each other. It was just kind of a thing that happened. It was like friends with benefits, basically.
Friends with benefits. So
friends
technically,
with benefits.
us. So kind of like us, I guess.
Yeah, we're friends with nudes. We're friends with nude.
Friends with nude
benefits.
Nudes
We're
with
friends with
benefits.
nude benefits.
That's amazing. I'm sorry, but that's just fucking amazing.
Yeah. Hey, and if we ever meet up, we'll be actual friends with benefits.
Oh my god, right? Like,
Oh.
just, I'm gonna say this right now, but we'll be fucking all night long.
Yeah, most likely.
Because, we just can't contain it.
We are two horny teenagers, and I can say teenagers now because we are both 13.
I know, man. Like, we're horny teenagers ready for a good time.
Instead of a horny Robloxian oof, we're a horny teenagers oof.
We're horny teenagers. Oof. Oh my god, as we said that, my freaking Roblox character decided to do a laugh animation. I'm sorry, but that's just fucking amazing.
That is amazing.
Dying over here. My normal daily cough.
Yeah.
Die.
I'm trying to think of some other stories. Because I know I have more. Like, there's so many different stories. I'm just trying to think of which ones are semi-YouTube appropriate. Because there's some more stories that I have to give details on in order for them to be, like, actual, technical stories. Huh?
Okay. Sorry, there was more noises.
Huh?
This time it was my dad. This time it was my dad.
Oh.
And I would rather not get my ass whooped, literally.
Yeah.
Because I'm technically not even
And I'm actually getting tired now.
No. Just a little longer.
Yeah, I'll stay up for like another 20 minutes.
Okay.
I have bad news though.
What?
Thinking of these stories made me horny. Fuck.
Oh no. That's not good.
You're telling me.
Cause we're in a stream, so
Huh?
it'll make it very difficult if you're horny.
Yeah. You see,
So
this will, if you know, just imagine that you just all of a sudden just hear me masturbate, and you're just like, oh, this has turned into a very, very kinky stream.
very, very, very
live stream on
kinky
Pornhub
stream.
now.
This is a very, very, very kinky stream. This is went to one thing, and I'm going to need Pornhub.
What? Why did you suddenly get an Indian accent?
I don't know. Maybe I am secretly Indian.
You sound like you're either Indian or you sound like you're like that guy from Despicable Me.
Oh my god. Hang on, let me just become Tina real quick. Hello, it's Tina.
The fuck?
Alright, I'm Tina now.
Oh yeah, I am Dora.
Hala, say Dora.
Dora.
Hola, Saint Dora. No, wait. Hola, Saint Dora. Have you ever had a hangover before?
Yes, I have.
Me
Every
too.
day of my life.
Me too.
Pikachu.
Pika. Pikachu. Pikachu.
Oh my god.
Pika peek.
Why?
I don't know.
Why do you
Because
actually sound like fucking Pikachu?
I don't know. Maybe because I'm an anime character come true.
No, I think you can have a much higher voice than I can because I have a much deeper voice. Like, a lot of people say that I sound like I'm either transgendering into a male or I am a male with how deep my voice is. So I think that's why I have a much lower voice than you, so you can have a much higher voice than I can.
I think your voice is beautiful, so don't feel bad.
Thank you, Felicia.
You're welcome.
Yeah, well, lower voices for women in my family runs in my family, sadly. My mom has a lower voice. My aunt has a lower voice. My grandmother had a lower voice. It's like, god damn it.
It's like Jake meets you. He's like, oh my god, am I marrying a transgender? I mean, I think I've come to the conclusion that I'm pansexual because I actually do kind of have a crush on our new transgender friend.
What the fuck? Why?
So I have that feeling that I may not be bisexual, that I'm pansexual. So I'm still bi-curious.
Huh?
And this is why I should have listened to my mom when she said that I was still bi-curious.
Yeah.
Because now I'm in between either bisexual or pansexual.
Yeah, I still definitely think I'm bisexual. Like, I don't have anything against transgenders or any of that, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, like I didn't before, but then it was different when I started having a crush on one.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm sorry to say, but our little friend transgendering it from a male to a female. I mean, fuck, that's fucking a little hot. But he looked exactly like my friend, or my friend. Fuck, I can't remember his name. Parker, that's his name. I met them at the hospital when there was at the other hospital I went to. There was a lot of transgenders there.
Oh,
like either a girl transgendering into a male or a male transgendering into a girl. There was no males gendering into a girl. There was only girls girls transgendering to a male, and that's
maybe that's
technically
why they were there in the mental hospitals, because their parents were like, "You're mentally crazy. You need to go here."
no, they were all suicidal. Every single person there was either there for DCF reasons, as in like there was this one kid who came from an abusive family,
Oh fuck.
and a lot of them were there for bigger reasons than I was. Like a lot of them were there because they were in an orphanage, but like there was no room in orphanages around, so they had to go to the hospital that I was at. So technically, I was there for suicidal reasons. 3 out of like the 12 kids were there for actually like suicidal reasons. Everyone else was just there because DCF threw them in there. And it's like we would have group therapy, right? And there was like several kids crying to me or crying to the freaking therapist saying, I don't know why, but my parents just had to abandon me. And it's like, I'm sorry, but I have perfectly fine parents. I mean, yeah, they're assholes, but at least I have parents, man. I there was times where I wanted to be like, haha, I have parents, but at the same time, I'm not mean like that. I'm not like gonna just say that straight to their face to make them wanna be suicidal. Like, yeah, they're all suicidal, and that's probably no offense, but that's probably why their parents disown them. Because a lot of parents can't handle that. Or if the kid is suicidal enough, DCF can legally take the kid away and put him in a DCF orphanage.
That's fucked up.
It is. Honestly, I had been threatened with it by the cops. The cops had threatened my parents about it too. And I'm just sitting there like, oh no. And that was the last time I went to the hospital. I had only gone to the hospital, like, been put in a hospital. Around here, it's like you have to be put in a hospital like 5 times for that to happen. But I was only put in a hospital twice. So it's weird. Like, I don't get it. Like, how come all these other kids get to fucking go 5 times, but then I get threatened only after 2? I mean, I am really suicidal. Like, really suicidal. Like, yeah. Oh god, this went from a hilarious stream to a really depressing stream. Like, god damn.
Yeah.
Like, all the people who are like
struggling and you have depression issues, contact us. We will help you get through it.
We will help you get through it through laughter, through sexual times, or we'll just force you to play video games until your sorrows go away.
Exactly.
Because we're always up for talking. If you ever need something, comment down below or private message me through YouTube. You can comment down below and say you need to talk to me, and I'll be here, and then I'll give you my Instagram, and we can talk through there.
Yeah.
I'm always up for talking.
Suicide is never the option, kids. Everyone thinks it is because it's the easy way out, but it's technically not.
But it's really the pussy way out.
Yeah.
And honestly, there's a lot more suffering after death.
Yeah. And there's honestly a lot of people that have lives a lot worse than you have it. A lot of people think that, you know, just because things are bad now, that they're never going to get better and my life sucks and all that shit. But the truth is they will get better. And eventually you'll have, you know, the best life possible, and you'll have a life better than a lot of other people. It just might not seem like it now, but in a while, or even really soon, you'll have the best life ever.
Yeah. Maybe one day you'll be fucking rich. maybe one day you'll prove to all those people that either bullied you, your parents who told you you were never going to be anything, or
Exactly. Like, look at Trisha
something.
Paytas, look at Shane Dawson, look at Jeffree Star, look at James Charles, look at all of these millionaires now because they followed what they love and they didn't listen to what all the people told them. And now all of them are all millionaires and have their dream cars and mansions, and they have their own like clothing brands now and all this stuff. Like,
Yeah, like you think Gucci just, decided, oh, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna do this and, didn't work for it. No, 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 no. I'm gonna tell you now, it's nothing in the world is free and you gotta work for things. But you don't always have to give up on your hopes and dreams. You just gotta continue. You just gotta keep going and be like, go with the flow, girl. Like,
yeah.
go with the
Like
flow.
sometimes you might be trying to follow something like whatever your dream is, say like an artist or a baker or chef or whatever. And sometimes you might make little mistakes, you might fuck up in whatever you're trying to do, but that's the thing of learning. That's what happens. You just got to learn past those mistakes and grow, and then you'll get better. Like that's what I've learned with cooking is a lot of times I make things that don't come out how they're supposed to, and then I perfect them and then they get better. It's the same thing
Like
with
all my
drawing.
abortions. Like all my
Oh god.
abortions.
Fuck. That got dark.
No. I'm joking.
Jesus.
I've never had an abortion and I don't plan on it.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's what they all say.
That's what they all say.
Watch, and then there's someone that had an abortion in this stream that regretted it, and now they're just crying.
Like,
why do you have to remind me of my abortion?
Like, first you're making me feel better with all your speeches, and now you made me chronically depressed. Like, oh yeah, I forgot. We tend to make people chronically depressed on accident. I mean, we say a joke and people take it literally.
Literally. Speaking of depression,
yeah,
I think Juju is fucking dead. No, he's not actually dead because he sent me a streak today. But
oh my god, that streak though.
Yeah, no, seriously, he wasn't
even know what's most important.
He sent me a picture of total darkness. It was just a picture of like a black wall or something. I don't know. It was hard to tell. It was literally just like black, and it didn't even say streaks or anything on it. It was just a picture that he sent me through Snapchat.
Oh.
So yeah, and I sent him like a bunch of messages, and he hasn't replied. So I'm like slightly worried, but I'm
that
sure
time when you're slightly worried, but not quite worried because you just don't care, but you care.
Exactly. Like you're like I'm like at the point. Like I love Juju, and I love him very dearly, but
that time when you think your best friend has a country accent, so you're slightly wanting to laugh.
Yeah, I got that country accent though. But yeah, like I love Juju and all that stuff, but like I can't sit around and be depressed 24/7 because he's depressed and because he keeps like ignoring me and all this shit because he's upset. Like I'm trying to help him as much as I can, but if he doesn't let me help him in any way, then there's nothing else I can do. So I'm at the point of just let's move on and try and help him with what I can, and then just let him fix himself on his own, because I know he'll get better eventually. It's just he's going through a rough patch. I mean, his mom has cancer, for God's sake. Like,
yeah. I mean, for anyone who has a friend or family member out there with cancer, I promise you everything will feel better. Even if I'm not even gonna say it. I don't want to make anyone feel like shit. But things will get better. I promise.
They will.
And I know things.
My grandmother personally passed away from breast cancer last year, and it has been really hard. I'm not gonna lie, but it has gotten better as the time passes and as you heal and realize she is now in a better place and she's not in pain anymore and she is happy. it does get better.
What
Like,
you
it
mean to
might
say
be
is they
hard.
don't live on this earth anymore?
Huh?
What you mean to say is they are way better off because they ain't living here anymore?
Exactly. Like, if you are depressed because your grandmother has, or whoever has passed away in your life because of cancer, think about it. Would you rather have them on this earth suffering, going through chemo, keep going to doctor's appointments, keep trying to fight the cancer when it's just making them sick and feel like shit? Or would you rather have them pass away in a place where they don't have to deal with this bullshit anymore and they're happy and they're, just living their best life? Like, if you truly think about it, that's what I told my mom the other day. And very, she's been a lot different since I told her that, because it was my mother's mom who passed, and it's it's very hard. But if you think about it in the way of, would you rather have them fighting and them being in pain and all this stuff, or would you rather have them be happy somewhere else where you know that they're not suffering anymore? Felicia? Amber? Amber? Did your brother unplug the fucking modem again?
Maddie, I'm gonna let you know right now. You sounded like a fucking Maddie.
Felicia?
Maddie, come back.
Felicia?
Maddie.
Amber? Amber?
No. No.
Felicia, can you hear me?
Maddie.
What
Oh,
happened?
I don't know.
Did your
But
brother
all of a
unplug the
sudden,
fucking modem again?
I don't know. But all I know is that you started in your speech of cancer. You sounded like a fucking robot.
No. Great.
Yeah, you sounded exactly like a robot. How do you feel? To know that you sounded like a
Here,
robot
I'll
for
repeat my speech just for the people that are going through this, because maybe this will help, because this has helped my mom with my grandmother passing. So I explained to my mom the other day that it if you truly think about it, if the person who had cancer did pass, then they are in a better place now. Would you rather have them living in a world where they're trying to fight cancer, trying to do this, trying to do that, but they're just in pain, keeping having to go through chemo and doctor's appointments and all this stuff just to have the cancer either not get fixed or just come back in a couple years? Or would you rather have them pass and you know that they're in a happy place and that they're not suffering anymore and that they have no worries in the world besides just being happy? Like, if you truly think about it, would you rather have them suffering in a world with cancer? Or would you rather have them pass and be in a happy place where they can just be happy instead of dealing with their whole cancer issues? Like, I told my mom this, and my mom was like, yeah, you have a good point. Like, I never thought of it in that way.
Are you
Because,
crying?
like, obviously it sucks. Like, I'm not saying that it's not gonna suck and it's not gonna feel like shit for a while, but it will get better, and you will slowly start to realize that it sucks, but it's what happened, and you have to slowly start learning from it. But since my grandmother has passed, I have learned that you want to cherish every moment with your family, with your friends, with all your animals, with everyone, because you never know when it could be your last before like a medical thing comes up or just they pass away. You never know. So that's why I now, after my grandmother has passed, I've learned to cherish every moment, rather it be with my best friend, aka you, Amber,
Oh
with my
my God.
mom, with my sister, with my animals, with anyone. I've learned to cherish it because you never know when a moment could be cut real short, real fast.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm serious. That was beautiful.
Yay! I'm good at making speeches.
I'm about to cry. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
I'll be right back, Felicia. I'm not leaving or anything. I just need to go grab my charger real fast. So I'll be back in like 1 minute. I'm not leaving the call though.
I like.
BRB.
Oof. So how you guys doing?
Alright, I'm back. I got my charger and I have some fruity pebbles.
Oh yeah, Fruity Pebbles is the best.
Mm-hmm.
I love Fruity Pebbles.
Same. I needed a late night snack.
Oh yeah.
The struggle is plugging in my charger.
Right?
God, it's behind my vanity, so it's like so ridiculously hard to get now because I, as you know, I broke my fucking chair.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know you're a true fucking failure at life is when you fucking cut a piece of your chair just thinking it would cut and be fine, and then you know, your whole chair fucking breaks.
Right. I can't wait to end up making a stream with my lesbian cult leader tomorrow.
Oh God.
Like, I don't understand. Like, what goes through your head when you think, you know, I'm gonna make a lesbian cult today? Like, it started off with, like, literally, started, I
Felicia? Felicia? Felicia?